These people I take out, they're bad people. The money's good. It's a job. Yep.
Hey, man. Are you seeing this beautiful morning? What are you doing? How are you?
What am I doing? I'm set up here like you asked me to.
Oh, right. Duh.
This heat is urgent.
This is Ryan Madison.
Familiar to my slaughterous thoughts.
Hey, man. Are you new to this class? Help me out.
Ryan, you're up.
I'm gonna do the scene with him.
And action. I don't know what to say.
Wow.
The acting class made me feel really good. I feel really motivated right now. These are professional actors. They're the real deal, and they say I got something.
You're a killer, Barry.
Acting.
It's a direct conflict. Being someone who anonymously kills people.
If you're going to be an actor, here's my only direction. Adapt. Adjust. Let the cat out.
When I first started in this class, I was very overwhelmed, but then I saw everyone else perform,
Let's pull. Forgot my line.
and then it was easier.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast.
Oh my god. You're not gonna post that, are you?
Oh my goodness. Welcome back everybody to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias Rauch. With me today is...
Kellie.
What you munching on over there? Some straight popcorn or something like that?
Can you hear
Yeah. A microphone picks up on everything. Go ahead and finish your popcorn. Get you everything ready. I know everyone's been real excited for the movies and everything, but today we don't have a movie. We have a special season wrap up.
Because we didn't finish watching it.
Of Barry. Yeah. So, we have HBO's Barry. All 8 episodes wrap up. Season 1. This is it. What were your first impressions? This is spoilers, by the way. We finished all the episodes. Let's kick it. What'd you think?
My first impression was, I'm probably not gonna like this.
Oh, first watching it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was just gonna be like another. I thought it was gonna be stupid, like stupid funny, like actual like funny.
Dramatic funny, or
Yeah.
I call it a dramedy.
Yeah.
Or they do.
Yeah. So I thought it was gonna be dumb at first.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first thing I saw before going and watching the first episode was him in the acting class.
Right.
And I just thought it was stupid.
I think you kind of jumped in just when I was watching the end of the first episode, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, first episode, you can just tapping your foot into the water of Barry and seeing how it is.
Yeah.
It definitely gives you the flair. It gives you some of the comedy, some of the drama, some of the mobsters you're gonna be with, and how it's all gonna incorporate into the season. Do you think that it was a fair representation? The first couple episodes were fair of what you saw for the entire season? Did it flesh out the way you were expecting, or?
No, it didn't. It didn't go it didn't end the way I expected it.
How did you see it probably going? But
I figured that he was gonna leave.
Okay, try to get out of the game.
Well, leave the whole thing.
Right.
Like not end up with her like he thought. I figured he was gonna just leave and tell everybody fuck all y'all, and then leave.
Leave the town?
Yeah,
Okay.
move away.
And they would get new cast members for the next season?
No, I figured just follow him.
They would follow him or something? Or?
It would still be about Barry.
Okay.
But that he would just be getting away from those people.
Okay. Oh, I mean, my thing is, they got to give him a reason that he's sticking around these people, this acting group. Besides the fact that he seems to enjoy it on some level, they keep saying he enjoys it.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't show a lot of emotion except for right after he.
Yeah, after he gets.
Friend.
Yeah, after he and gets recognition for being an actor as well. So sorry, we're trying to get to the point of, I don't think that the motivations of this character are very clear.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of times where he's just flashing into having a family with this Sally all of a sudden, and he's slept with her once.
Yeah.
And he met her.
She's been a bitch.
Yeah, he met her being a bitch. They had kind of a connection. They slept together. He tries to buy her a laptop. That doesn't go anywhere. It really blows up in his face. And then, like, 4 episodes later, nothing ever develops between them. And then at the very end, they really try to sell it as, holy shit, you know, this is my girl, this is my guy, we're the, you know, the couple we've always wanted to be.
Yeah.
I never felt that at all.
No. I didn't feel it at the end. When they're all lovey-dovey at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. It felt like a dream sequence, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt fake. Like it wasn't.
Right.
Like maybe he was kind of happy that he got the girl, but I didn't get it from her end.
There was just many times that I thought the Sally character, nothing to do with the actress that played her. Actress, honestly,
just her character.
It's the character. That I just did not understand. I didn't understand why it was coming into play.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a... My thing is, I kind of thought it was going to be... I predicted, you know, they're going to go through, you know, the cute little lovey-dovey phase. Then they're going to go through some problems. She's gonna get jealous or something like that. He's gonna get jealous. And
yeah.
They did, but it was right after they slept with each other, and they kind of skipped the whole
what are we,
you know,
kind of thing.
They just instantly went into like the arguing phase of the not so great parts about a relationship, that, you know, the not so, you know, elegant things about a relationship. So I just thought it was like, where did this come from? Why did she get mad for the laptop? Was that laptop justifiable?
No.
I understand
that
that
kind of weird.
Maybe he shouldn't have bought the laptop. Yeah. But she didn't have to act like that when...
No. I mean, she could have just politely said, you know, I really appreciate that, but I can't accept that. That's all it takes.
He had a fantasy on the way there that was how it all...
I think, no, he had a dream, and I thought that was why
like a dream sequence, yeah.
I thought that was the whole reason why he even bought the laptop.
Well, he had a dream sequence that it was like, oh yeah, he, you know, he bought the laptop for me. He knows exactly what I want, and that's why we got married. It's like, where did that dream sequence come from? Like, why is that there?
It's just daydreaming, right?
Yeah. On the way to the party, in episode 4. So let's continue about episode 4. That was the same episode. We had Henry Winkler and one of our favorite actresses on here too, the detective. I'm gonna get her name as soon as I find it. Paula Newsome, playing Detective Janice Moss.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I think, honestly, they could just name the show Henry Winkler and I'd be fine. Because, I think that he stole the show.
He did a good job.
He was so charismatic and magnetic as a character. I wanted him to be in every scene.
Yeah. Just giving everybody shit always.
Oh, my gosh.
Because that's all he did, except for the detective.
Yeah, and even honestly, he was shooting the shit with her the most. Yeah. You know, he was laying down. Honestly, all the lines, you know, he was doing. He was like, "You're the detective, but I got the confession." Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness! And he just watch him. He doesn't blink. Like this guy, when he does his line delivery in certain parts, he's just like, he's dynamic with it. I mean, you got to be careful with this guy because he's a professional.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about. These professional actors are acting like shitty actors trying to get better at acting. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like, Bill Hader has to act like a shitty actor that can't act.
That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. It's got to be difficult, you know? There's one episode specific that I think that it really all came together as a cohesive piece, because I think this, even though it is a, you know, coherent story, each episode, you know, all leads up to a full story, you know, it's like that. Each episode kind of has a different tonal feel. Yeah. I think of it like pizzas. When you eat a different type of pizza, like a veggie pizza versus like one with pineapples versus one with just cheese versus one. Each episode really felt like you were biting into a different slice, different type of ingredient, you know?
Yeah.
Even though it all came together. Did you feel that way?
I don't think it did.
Oh, you didn't?
I just, it all felt the same to me.
It
felt like, what the fuck is coming next to me?
Okay. Well, I could feel the direction in some of the episodes, especially toward the beginning, just were not as strong as toward the latter half.
Yeah.
I think maybe like episodes 2 through the middle of 5 or something like that were just, you know, they're good television, but not great.
Yeah.
And so somewhere around 4 or 5, they were like, we need to kick this up a notch. And that's kind of when they introduced, that was when the downhill slope, I would say, of the relationship came in, you know. Barry's buddies, Barry was infiltrated by that one dude, the 2 Marine guys that were at the party.
Acting a fool?
Yeah, acting a fool. One of them jumped in and started, he was like, I'm joining you with all your missions. And
yeah.
That type of shit. I forgot his name.
Taylor.
Taylor? Yeah, so I think it was around there that they really decided to kick up the action and kick up what the hell this was about, where the show was going to go. What did you think about Taylor, Chris Liccato, and I think his name was Val or Vad or something, the 2 Marines?
I thought the 2 Marines were
Vaughn, sorry.
I thought it was just so stupid to just... He's been a hitman for how long?
Oh, yeah.
Since he got out of the Marines, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, like, you can look at the 2 Marines and know that just by how they act and how they talk, they're fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, they're not smart enough to
so
be
crazy.
fucking hitman. So... hitman.
I agree. I think Barry's decision making. Well, first of all, I don't think he's a great hitman for one thing. I think that he's sometimes great and most of the time awful.
Why? Why awful?
Well, for like comedic effect, you know, like they did that one. Fuchs was getting thrown all behind him in the apartment, and
he didn't hear it.
And Barry didn't hear it. Like it's a hilarious gag. Yes, it is. But if he's a real hitman, you're gonna hear that shit. Another thing would there's been a couple loose ends that Barry really just does not he doesn't, you know, take care of. And he doesn't really take care of them until the end.
It's because his mind is elsewhere. It's not because he's a bad hitman.
Right. Well, a couple times, you know, maybe you should get rid of Fuchs or something like that earlier. There was earlier decisions that he could have made that would have been more futile toward his, you know, toward his future.
Yeah.
Like if he would have made some smarter decisions at the beginning, he wouldn't have been in those situations he currently goes into. You know.
Yeah.
He's like sloppy. You know.
I guess. I liked his character. I thought he was a good hitman.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like I guess. Like you said, you just feel like everyone's just kind of stupid.
Everyone in the show is completely incompetent, sort of.
Yeah, because you know you're a hitman. You know your fucking job. You're supposed to kill someone, or if you don't do it, you get killed. So why are you skipping out and going to fucking acting class for a girl?
Right.
Yeah, I get. I mean, I don't think he was terrible, but yeah, he was fucking stupid.
Like we said, it's not the acting or anything like that. It's just the decision making and the motivations are really lacking, I think.
Yeah.
Motivations behind a lot of characters I thought were iffy.
Yeah.
In some parts. One motivation for the detective, Moss, Henry Winkler's
girl,
side lady, or affair lady, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought she was one of the ones that was the best laid out. All the tracks were laid out perfectly so that we could understand what was going on through her head and the process of her thinking.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like we got that for Sally. We got like some side some side plot of her having to go through acting school and not acting school,
deal
but
with different agents.
Yeah, dealing with different agents and sexism and all the terrible ins and outs of trying to be in the business and in the industry.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like we ever really got motivation for why she was ever really interested in Barry. I mean, she just kept saying, "We work so great together. Can we be in the scene? Can we?"
That was at the very end.
I mean, it just felt like a lot of the time there was this. We work so great together, and I never felt like
use
they were
him to get like because she was like, we work so well together, but like a scene before that, she was like
yelling
fuck
at
you.
him. I know, right?
Yeah. Yelling at him for everything he did.
I felt like we spent way more time with them arguing about each other, or just way more time.
Or bitching.
Yeah. They just did not communicate very well, and they didn't.
He doesn't communicate well with any fucking body.
Well, right. I mean, he can to an extent.
Yeah.
And I think he shows all the emotion too on his face.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because we're living this Barry world is like a weird like alternate universe where it's clear as day who the hell the hitman is, and the FBI are incompetent as shit.
Yeah.
Until the very last second.
Yeah. When
they need to act up. But yeah, it's a balancing act, It's like, how do you do that? It's like you want to have a serious show, but you also want to throw in jokes as well that
you want it to be funny,
make it grounded and still lively.
Yeah.
Because when he killed his Marine friend,
dude, that was crazy.
What was going through your head?
Like, that was to me that like I could have cried because what I thought of was like wife and kid.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like, why?
That was one of the first things I remember him saying. He's like, "Oh yeah, the wife and kid." Mm-hmm. When that guy was like, "I gotta go to the fucking police," in his mouth about like he was like just like
yeah. I kind of felt then I was like, "Fuck, dude, Barry's gonna kill him."
I was like, "You blurted it out, man." He's like, he tried to retract that so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
He didn't know what Barry did though, did he? Because Barry was like, "Man, did you didn't know while we were there?"
Yeah.
Did Barry ask him like, "Do you not know what I do for a living?"
Yeah.
Didn't he say that to somebody?
He said that in the car.
Was that to him?
Yeah.
Does the guy know that?
Okay, so explain to me. He said my wife knows that
my wife knows I came to talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the raveling out?
Yeah, that'll be something. That'll be part of season 2.
Okay, because that was
the wife like telling the cops like.
Why wouldn't she tell the cops immediately that my husband was supposed to see this guy?
We didn't get to see what happened.
Exactly.
We did see her being told that he had been shot. Because remember, she's like on the phone.
I guess.
Or was that just Barry's like vision?
I don't know. It could have been either.
Yeah, it looked like it was just Barry's.
That was episode 7 when they were doing the editing with Barry's performance, and this is straight after Chris has been shot.
Yeah.
By Barry. One of the best scenes in the entire series, I think, that elevates it from other series, just like a regular like USA, like NCIS, whatever.
Yeah.
Law and Order type show. That it's like that was next level.
Yeah.
In Twisted. And that's what puts HBO on the next level. It's, this is, keep your eyes and ears open. So,
like, I thought Barry was going to kill him, but then again, I was like, well, can we not find a reason not to?
I was trying to find it myself. I was like, how do you not?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I thought it was kind of strange that he was freaking out so bad, but he said when he was in the Marines, he was in logistics, right?
He was not in the front.
He wasn't killing people.
Yeah.
But when you I think you always have an idea of what you want to do when you go into some sort of military, but that doesn't always mean that's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, and even just because you did it in the military doesn't mean you want to do it outside the military and stuff like that too.
No, it's I don't really know, but from some people I've heard that it's harder. Like once
coming back,
yeah. Like once you're back,
you try to separate those lives.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of like what Barry's. You know how now you figured out that he keeps saying, what does he keep saying? Like, it ends now or whatever, like, starting now. And then he's trying to not kill people.
Right.
And then something happens, he fucking has to kill somebody.
What do you think this... Do you think this says things about people with PSD, post-traumatic syndrome?
I don't know.
I don't have too much knowledge about
I wouldn't say
it.
that it speaks for anybody, but...
I mean, like, I wouldn't want it to say that it speaks anything about anybody, but I mean, what do you think? Do you think the showrunners have anything to say about people that have been to war, or that have... Do you think that they want to say these people might need a little bit more help? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of a good... I guess all of the FBI are good guys with guns. Mm-hmm. Relatively.
Yeah.
In the show. So I'm trying to think if they just were anti-gun all the way or something like that. But what do you think we have for Barry coming up in the next few seasons, and maybe even the last episode?
I'm
the final episode of
I'm
Barry.
ready to see what all he does to stay out of jail.
Well, I think that's going to be the thing, is Barry's going to have to be on the run probably.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to... Well, depending on if he's going to be on the run, how the acting class incorporates with it.
How come we didn't see...
How come we didn't see...
Henry Winkler after... You know, because it showed Sally in the bed and gunshots outside when he shot the detective.
Right.
We didn't see, like, did Harry not hear that? Did Henry not hear that shit?
That's what I'm saying, is I swear someone saw that murder happen.
Like, it would be...
It'd be prime opportunity.
Yeah.
But that would mean Henry would have to go.
Yeah. I feel like eventually Barry's going to shoot him.
I don't want him to shoot him.
I don't want him to either, but I bet you it's going to be something like Henry was sitting at the window, like, making coffee or some shit.
And he didn't say anything the entire time?
We didn't see what happened after he shot her, other than he got back in the bed with Sally. And then it ended. So that's how it ended, right? Right. So we didn't see anything after that. So we don't know what's happening with anybody.
Right.
I don't know how the hell Sally didn't wake up.
Sally, I don't know. That girl has got me on edge right now, just with the...
She's a fucking bitch.
Ridiculousness. Just ridiculousness. Yeah, but I thought, she did great. All the acting great. The Russians. That whole side plot with the Russians. What do you think about them?
They were fucking hilarious.
They were so good.
They were good. They were funny.
Anthony Carey.
But that right there, like... I feel like every movie that has something to do with, like, a mob, some sort of mob, or, something to do with that, except for, like, Goodfellas. Except for that kind of movie. But, like, these kind of shows, I feel like they always make those mob guys out to be, like, big fucking softies. And to me, that's not a good idea. Like, those guys, like, just always saying stupid, funny shit.
Softies?
Yeah.
Who... Okay, so name a movie that they make them a softie again.
No, I'm saying this one. Like this.
Another one.
Almost every show that I've seen where if it's had, like, a group of people...
A group of mobsters?
Yeah. I can't name...
Gangsters?
Shows off the top of my head.
Okay, Boardwalk Empire. I thought all of them were pretty hard asses. Relatively.
Like, when they're all sitting around joking with each other, like, fucking around, like, just being dumb. I don't know. I feel like that's not a part of it. I feel like that's not...
Have you seen Sopranos?
No.
Yeah.
Never.
The one thing about Tony Soprano, which is another thing this guy really seems to carry, this Glenn Fleshler, I believe is this... It's the guy that was in Hannibal. He's been in Boardwalk Empire, True Detective.
I felt like he played like this. To me, what his character seemed like was like a clumsy.
Yeah. I think
like boss.
Yeah.
Head of the thing. He just seemed kind of off of his game, I guess.
I would say, not high energy is not the ridiculous is kind of the way it is. I mean, he's smoking a cigar and on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of guy we're dealing with. And he's hiring Russian hitmen that are identical twins or something. You know, that type of thing. That was... It's hilarious.
Like the Russian guy building that fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was that, dude?
Well, that was another tonal shift. Like, does it work? Sometimes, other times, it might not, you know?
Because I was ready for Fuchs to fucking die.
I thought Fuchs was dead, too.
I was ready for him to fucking die. I wanted him to die.
When we had hit that heel turn of Chris was shot, Bill Hader was losing his shit, and we thought Fuchs was getting chopped up in the garage.
Yeah.
I was like, where is this show going?
Yeah.
I was like, this is literally done a 180.
I didn't see it going there, because whenever you realize that the guy is shot in the head.
Yeah, Goron.
And you're like,
Goron.
What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and he's got the gun. He's like waving it at people, and
Yeah.
his blood is coming out of his head. It's like, oh, she.
Yeah, that was just like a muscle reaction, dude. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But
and NoHo comes in.
he's fucking hilarious. I love him.
I think we have just better side characters in this show than the star, and it's not Bill Hader's fault. It's just y'all made great characters in this show, you know.
Yeah.
And NoHo is
he's another one though where
VIP
standout. I
standout.
thought he was just kind of like just a clumsy fucking, you know, he's like
he became like a side like a sidekick to the gangster that is just like bumbling and clumsy, like almost 1990s movie style, like, you know, like ridiculous.
Yeah. And so I thought both of them...
Like Austin Powers ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Almost like it's a parody. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a parody of like real mobsters. But then sometimes they try to be other ones. You know, real mobsters. Like he would be like the helicopter would be coming. He was like, he'd be like, I think they're coming for us. Mm-hmm. That's definitely for us.
Yeah.
Everyone, he's like,
fellas.
Yeah,
the way he said it.
He's like, ladies.
That to me just seems like unrealistic.
Oh, absolutely was.
It reminded me of, like, you know how like in the cartoons when the coyote is like chasing the Roadrunner and he goes to go off the cliff and he pauses.
Oh yeah.
And then he falls.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what it reminds me of, because it's just like you're looking at you know that all of y'all are about to go to fucking prison.
You got to get the...
And you're going to stand there and look for a second like, huh.
For like 10 minutes and you hear the sirens,
Yeah. And you're like, I think they're coming for us. And it's like, get your shit and get out of the house.
Move your ass with your feet and you'll make it.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I think NoHo Hank was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
I didn't see him coming through. I liked him more than Stephen Root, which was Fuchs.
I fucking hated that guy.
Oh, I used to like that guy a lot from
what else has he been in that we've seen?
Dodgeball. He's like the older guy that gets the wrench thrown at him. But he takes physical comedy really well. Like when he's about to get tortured, he's like, ah, God, and he's like not even like something bad's not even happening to him, you know.
Yeah.
But
he did. I mean, some bad shit did happen to him throughout the whole thing. Got his fucking teeth
he
filed.
Got rocked. He looked fucked up the entire time.
I don't know how he wasn't like
in the hospital.
With a fucking concussion, or like, you know, have a little bit of brain damage as much as he got punched in the fucking face.
Oh my gosh, Barry got him like 3 times at the end.
Yeah.
But it was just ridiculous how much Fuchs had coming toward him. I mean, when at the very beginning, there's like dental
they're sawing his teeth,
sawing procedures going on, filing, that's what it is. And I was like, oh God, that's just terrible to even think about. I was looking at it and they don't even like show anything going in his mouth barely, but they just show someone's back and their arm kind of moving in and out. So
yeah, it had a good angle on it. I remember like it.
Just thinking about it makes it worse than I think actually watching it. But yeah, let's cover a few extra things. Stephen Root, Bill Hader, Sally. We had Glenn Flesher playing Goron. Did you like Goron? You said he was a little over the top.
Yeah.
NoHo, Henry Winkler.
We loved him.
Oh my gosh, we every time he was
Him
on
and
screen,
NoHo were probably my favorite.
they could have had their own show.
Yeah.
When episode 4 became kind of stale for me around when the laptop was kind of like the problem of the show.
Yeah.
It turned to Henry Winkler and
The cop.
and Paula Newsome's show.
Yeah.
Detective Janice Moss, and they were just magnetic as shit on screen. Did they not feel like a real?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not together now. I'm sure Henry Winkler's married and everything, but or they're both married. But I was just like,
at first I thought she wasn't gonna go for it. I thought it was gonna be like one of those things where he just keeps trying and keeps trying and keeps trying, and she's just like not into it.
So that relationship develops 10 times the magnitude that Sally's and Bill Hader or Barry's and Sally's.
That's because Barry has like fucking mental issues.
I mean, no doubt, and I think that's a problem for the show.
And she's a bitch.
Well, yeah, both parties just didn't click, and on the opposite spectrum, Henry and Paula, they work so well on screen.
Yeah. And
it's so noticeable that it's great on one end, but on the other, it's like our main character is not likable, and that ultimately, if we're gonna be with this guy for the majority of the time,
he needs to be somewhat likable.
Yeah, and we lost Paula.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Detective Janice.
I felt like
Moss.
I felt the emotion at the end of that when he was like, "Please, just we don't have to do this right now." Like you obviously as a cop or as anyone, you can't let those kind of people just keep walking around. But like,
what are you gonna do in that situation?
I can see how it's easy. You can be easily fooled by those people because he looks like he is serious. Like like we all just want to be happy and be loved and live life. And he was like, I'm not a bad person.
Right.
And she's like, you're a fucking murderer.
Yeah, she saw him. She sees him for what he really is, and we kind of.
I think because he doesn't. I think because I'm used to seeing him in always like really funny roles.
Oh yeah, nice guy, Bill Hader.
I don't see. I know he's the hitman, but like
you still see Bill Hader.
I see. Yeah, I don't see him as like this gruesome guy, like murdering guy.
If he was shooting and killing women,
did he not shoot any women?
I can't remember him shooting any women.
Yeah.
Everyone he killed was... First of all, everyone he killed in the show was almost majority of color, which did bother me a little bit. I know they were fighting Bolivians, and so naturally they would all be Hispanic, but I mean, seriously, everyone they had to shoot was of color.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was just a little bit bothered by that, especially because there weren't any Hispanic people on the opposite spectrum of the... There weren't any Hispanic detectives. I didn't see any, unless Detective Paula is one. There might be some that I don't know. I might be unaware that I don't know everyone's.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, I didn't see anyone on screen that was portrayed as a good guy. That was of descent, Hispanic or Latino descent. So yeah, that bothered me a little bit with the diversity. They did have some LGBT representation with the gay actor in the class. I thought he was hilarious though.
Who? I don't remember the gay actor.
What was his name? Nick Nolshaby. This guy. He was
I didn't know he was gay.
I just assumed he was. He just kind of had this like flamboyant thing kind of going on, so he really he shined as a side character for me.
Yeah.
Along with all the other side actors, I thought all the other I thought all the actors were really good. The ones that were in the class.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do we have anything else that we need to discuss? I did think that maybe Paula Newsome needed a partner.
I thought the guy that was crying.
He kind of was, but it felt like he was she was more of a superior to him than that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really sure what the deal was. I really felt like she probably needed another individual that was on the same level to check and everything she was doing. But you know, we got Detective Loach. What
I liked him, dude.
Crying about his girlfriend.
Was it his girlfriend or his wife?
I thought it was his girlfriend. And he said like his girlfriend broke up with him or something like that, and he was crying in the pictures of the.
He was crying like every fucking picture.
He looked like he was upset for the remaining of the show.
He looked like
He's distraught.
like he was just pretty distraught the whole time.
Like, I'm surprised they didn't bring that up like at all later.
Yeah.
I did think that they did have some good chemistry when the good friendship, Paula and this guy, what's his name? Detective Loach, John Piricello or whatever. They have a good when he finds out that she's been seeing Henry Winkler. I thought that scene specifically
when she's
to
like
me.
upset.
Yeah, she's just like torn up, and he finds out, and you know, it's a sweet scene, you know, of consoling someone. And I don't feel like you see that often.
No.
I feel like that always leads to sex.
Really?
Well, and not in real life, but I'm just saying in movies and stuff like that. In movies and television, there's hardly ever like platonic professional relationships that ever, you know, stay that way, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. And that we're not actively rooting for.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I think made that a great scene. What episode was your favorite? Before we start closing out on some things.
I think when I think it was their first dinner together, Henry and what's her name, Paula? The detective.
4.
Huh?
Episode 4.
Yeah.
That was the same episode as the MacBook denial.
The what?
MacBook.
Yeah. I thought the party thing, like where they were at that party, I thought it was a good scene, but I thought the two grown-ass men
acting like
wrestling and fighting, I was like, this is fucking stupid.
The way it was portrayed just felt a little bit obnoxious and just out of the blue. I didn't believe the way that they had done it. Do you remember how they were introduced? They were like bumping each other with their head into their chest. Like, who the fuck acts like that? Grown ass 30. I thought the entire time everyone acted like they were in their 20s, and everyone in the show is in their late 30s.
Yeah.
So that was one problem. These guys acted like they were in their teens.
Yeah.
And it was noticeable.
Yeah, it was. It was aggravating.
Yeah, it was terrible. But it did lead to some pretty crazy drama and action. The one thing that I felt that was happening throughout this entire season, I felt like this was a big cross between Aziz Ansari's Master of None. Do you remember watching a couple episodes of that? I think I was watching a few before you started hopping into. You might have caught one or two and just weren't realizing it, but it kind of feels like Master of None meets Atlanta. And Atlanta has these this storyline where it doesn't really go completely in a sequential storyline. You know, they take side plots here and there and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But it also has some drama and has some comedy, and it's relatively short. I just thought that this kind of had that very same feeling, but with a hitman and just like a different flavor with it, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no hitman and stuff going on in Atlanta and that type. There's not that type of comedy, but in the way that it's set up, you know, they're both dramedies, both short. I'd say. Yeah. Roughly 30 to 40 minutes each episode.
I liked Barry. I like it was it 30 minutes?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
I like short ones.
Well, it makes me feel more compelled to watch the next one. I would rather watch 4 30 minutes than 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think at this point right now,
Yeah.
depending on the show. Obviously, it really depends on the show, but give me a Game of Thrones and dun 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 dun, dun for all fucking 10 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours. Well, I'll do the whole damn thing. But yeah, so let's start closing it out with anything else we have to add. I thought the pacing was really great. I didn't think there was a wasted episode.
No.
Never bored.
The time, I guess the time when he was like kept doing shit with Taylor, like I didn't understand doing a second job with him.
Okay.
Why did he keep? Oh, I mean,
my guess is that he was trying to get him to take his place. He didn't want to be a hitman anymore, and he realized this guy did want to be a hitman. He said, "Go work for Fuchs, take my place."
Yeah.
I think that was his original plan. But that obviously didn't work out.
No. He should have just fucking killed Fuchs.
I mean, there was many times that it just sounded like it would have made sense. And at this point, it might get to that direction.
Oh, I don't understand when Taylor told him, when he was explaining that to Taylor, I was like, hey, dude, you go to work for Fuchs so I can get out.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor was like, wow, what do you want to do? He was like, I just, I don't want to do it anymore. And Taylor was like, no, fuck that. Fuck him, I don't like him. He shot Chris for the reason he shot Chris, but he won't fucking shoot Taylor. Right,
you're right. He should have just taken Taylor out right then or something like that. We do know that he didn't want to shoot Chris.
Yeah, no.
He was
obviously
very adamant about not wanting to do that, but he kind of left him not many options at some point.
I think the way he did it, it was just kind of like...
It was shocking for the audience, and...
It was fucking shocking. It was shocking, and then they went and they played it again.
Yeah.
Like
and then showed his wife's reaction.
Oh, dude, I was like... I had, like, tears in my eyes watching his wife.
Oh, my goodness. It was rough.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that wife... His wife, Chris's wife.
Yeah.
That's the person we have to be looking for the next season.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be on that ass.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't think we ever got resolution. I mean, there's a time jump, and we don't know how much time has been, have we? Enough time for Chris to have passed.
I don't know, but hold on. How long? How much time has been in between then when he shot Chris and now when he's at the lake house with Sally?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
Oh. Yeah, that's weird.
Well, I don't remember if there was a 3-month little timestamp. I don't think there's a timestamp or anything like that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I want to go for like another type of the show. It's a nice little package deal. It's not perfect.
No.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I liked it.
There's decent amount of drama that makes it feel like you're not just dumbing yourself down watching a bunch of comedy.
Yeah.
Not that comedy does that. Just sometimes you might want a little seriousness in it. Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is a big win for HBO just having this on there, because they don't have many of these style television shows. Short, sweet, easy to watch. They're used to big, grand, sweeping spectacles like Game of Thrones or what's it called? Boardwalk Empire is a period piece. That's an expensive as shit movie, a show to produce. Or Deadwood. That's another one. I
haven't seen that.
That one's 1700s, and then we got other things like The Wire, all these very center-based dramas or period pieces or something like that. This is like a dramedy that works well.
Yeah.
Can't really think of too many things like it. Kind of like a Dexter, but with like comedy.
I've not seen Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter kind of went off the rails toward the end.
Really?
Yeah, and it became repetitive. So hopefully we can stay unrepetitive, unpredictable, just as this was.
Yeah.
We can go back and listen to the first episode I did, and hear some of the ridiculous predictions I gave. Like how I was like, oh yeah, episode 6, this is what's going to happen. And episode 7, this is what's going to happen. It's like,
was you wrong?
I was pretty damn wrong. I was all fucking wrong. I was like,
you predicted a few things like within a episode that. Because who was it?
I think I predicted Chris's death. I was like, he's going to shoot him.
Yeah. There was another thing. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. A couple times I tried to predict it, and it really just went the opposite. It went left field. Yeah. So I don't mind that all the time, especially if it sticks the landing really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate you watching it with me. It was a great one.
I liked it. Yeah.
Be sure, rate, share, subscribe. LuckyDog Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube. What we got? Google Play. We got Apple iTunes. All the popular podcast apps. Thank you for listening.
Can I do both things?
Take it easy.
I'm done, Fuchs. Starting now. Bravo! I just saw you go to a place tonight I have never seen before. Okay, I see you're still in that place. I'm going to leave you to your process. They can wait till Monday.